Hey, I'm at my planet. This is my backdrop for now. Y'all don't see me move around here much, but can y'all believe I did all this? Because this is what I saw when I was dead. All of this. And I saw my whole family, right? And as I'm building it, I'm just doing what God is telling me to do because I'm in a desperate situation. My body is fucked up. I have these big, giant... Y'all want to see a little pictures? I didn't put it up because I had to do it the right way. Let's show you a little preview of what I'm coming out of. You won't believe it. And this is trigger warning. Trigger warning. I don't know how many times I could say it, but if you like bloody, gory shit and you can handle it, it's astounding. Wait till I have to put this together. Remember, I'm a writer and a producer. I used to be a professional comedian. Cindy Brady. That's where Cindy Brady comes from. That's all because of eczema. It all started with the eczema because when I was I had eczema. I got it at 9 and it was all over my body. So I had to go to the hospital and my father would never do that. But Murder Maggie left me there and that never let I have 7 siblings, okay? At that time when I was a kid, I had uncles, aunts. It's like nobody would come visit me. And I was in isolation, obviously, but they always had me on the side of the hospital where there were no patients, barely any doctors, barely nurses. I was just by myself in a corner room that had I remember it was like a window. Obviously, they would never put anybody in my room, right? Because I had eczema and it wasn't regular eczema. You got to know if I was hospitalized, it was the worst case they ever saw. And they didn't know what to fucking do. This is in 1974. They still don't know what to do with eczema now. Steroids, they give you Atarax if you're scratching to make you go to sleep so you don't scratch because you can't scratch when you're sleeping. And make it, just like I said, but steroids thin out your skin so incredibly bad. But they don't get to the root of the problem. Like I said, it's just steroid cream, and it makes your skin so thin that you could bump into something and your skin will open right up. But because they didn't know what they were doing, I got shingles when I was 10 while I'm in the hospital. It was all over my face. So now I have eczema so bad that I have to wear bandages from head to toe like a burn victim. They kind of are treating me kind of like a burn victim. Like what you would do with a burn victim is isolate them, wrap them in bandages, make sure they don't have an infection. But they didn't, because I had eczema, I wasn't entitled to that kind of care, right? So it was just, I have a nurse come in and bandage me up. It was supposed to be 3 times a day. That didn't happen because they didn't want to touch me. They didn't want to come near me. They didn't want to bring that shit home to them, even though we know eczema is not contagious. But shingles is because it's a virus. So I was on my own for 2 years. I was in first grade. I'm a genius. First grade, I got skipped to second grade. Right? And then when I was 9, I'm in third grade. So I didn't go to third grade. As soon as September came is when I got it. I think it was October. So I went to second grade for a minute. And then when I had eczema, I would go to the hospital for 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, come home for a couple of days, go to school, and everybody would be like, why is your mother sending you to school like that? This girl, Judy, did that to me. She said, why your mother send you to school like that? And I said, I'm going to get her ass, boy. She was treating me real fucked up. Usually people didn't say shit to me. They just left me alone, and I could see on their face how they felt. Whoa, I don't want to catch that. It was all over my hand. They were all crunchy. It literally looked like I was a burn victim, like I was in a fire. And it was always bleeding and cracking and pus. It was just absolutely the most painful thing you could think of. And then when you factor in shingles, once you're in shingles, you have to be in isolation. They had never seen anybody with shingles all over their body. And it was on top of the eczema. Can you imagine a blister on top of a rash? Exactly. That's how painful that shit. My body's been through a lot of fucking extreme pain. Then when I was 11, I got out. Guess what? I didn't go to 6th grade. I graduated. I have my graduation picture. Because that's the only graduation anybody ever came to. And he never came to any other graduation. I graduated at 11 out of junior high and then went on to junior high school, elementary school, and then junior high school. I only went to 7th grade, 8th grade. Then I got pregnant, right? And then I finished school at 16. Bam. See what I mean? Everything in life, I've been challenged my whole entire life. Remember, I'm a shaman. If you're going to look up, you got to read, you got to do your research on what I am and who I am. It's so much deeper. The rabbit hole is so deep. Because then I look at, I've been looking at the lizard people. And I'm look at my eyes and the color. This lady said to me, I'm talking to her the other day. She goes, oh my God, your eyes just changed to blue. I said, what the hell are you talking about? Eyes are not blue. Then I'm like, oh my God, am I getting cataracts? Because you know how when you get older, you get that gray rim around your eyes. And I'm like, maybe she's looking at cataracts. And she goes, oh, it just switched. Look, like I said, people always tell me who I am and I go do my research. So when she said that, and I was thinking of, I know this, look, this story is so insane. My story is so fucking insane. You want to see some pictures? Let me show y'all. You want to get scared? This is what I am coming out of and what I'm cleaning up. When I show people pictures, they like back up. Like, whoa, who the fuck are you? Remember, y'all been watching me come out of this shit. You want to see what one of my demons looked like when she was dead? Look. Look at Murder Maggie's ass. Finally, I got her ass. Damn. I've been wanting her dead since I was like 12. I wanted to kill her, shoot her. She was torturing my family, yo. She was torturing them. And I knew that. Look at this shit. And I'm on blood thinners. Look at these blood clots. Look at these blood clots. Because the medication they're giving me is doing this. Look. Look at my broken leg. I didn't think my leg was broken. Look at that shit. All broken up. This is right after the surgery. Look. I got burns. Look at the bed. Look at all these pills. This is when I was throwing them out at the end. Look. If you go in the CDC, look at all these scars I have. This is in 21. This is in 21. Look at my teeth. Look at this shit. It was torture. Look at how skinny I was. Look how sick I was. Look at, I'm 100 pounds here and I'm dying. Isn't that intense? That is a spiritual attack. Look at my eye. This is when I said I'm going to read his book online, and look what happened to my eye. Look what happened when I met him. This was growing inside of me. Look. It has a mouth on it. Look at the mouth and the nose. They had it in 2 buckets. It's supposed to be a hysterectomy, a simple one. No, it was like 10 hours. Look. They had to cut me from the top to the bottom, and they put it in 2 buckets. Look, my fingertip cut off. Look at my teeth in turkey. Okay, I think that's pretty gory enough, right? That's enough, right? Y'all seen enough? This is what I'm cleaning up. But you gotta, the thing is, I have treatments for all this, disease that when you get off of any drug, your body it's gotta leave your organs and leave your body. And so that's why I had to go down to 100 pounds. I had to literally starve myself because I know as a medicine woman that my organs are functioning off of prescriptions. And if I'm on prescriptions, my lifestyle is fucked up. I'm shopping at a supermarket. I'm eating processed food. I'm not really eating that much though, because I'm so doped up that I'm like this. Like my eyes are not even open. I'm driving a nigga on a bike and my eyes aren't even open. I'm high as a kite. And so I think I've seen enough. That's pretty deadly, right? That's pretty scary. Hey, Port. Oh, Port saw it. That's my dude from the Middle East. He knows because he comes from a war-torn country where people are always fighting and shit. So, look, Port, I was just showing the pictures. Look, I was showing the pictures that you saw already. That shit is deadly, right? People go to me, oh, Rebecca, why did he do that to you? Because he's one of those types, right? And there's a lot of people like that in this world. When you want to break up with them, you say, look, I'm very rational. I'm not a cheater. I'm not someone. I could never fuck it. If I cheat, right, that means that you mean this much to me in my life that I have to pretend I'm somebody else. See, I'm not going to cheat. If anything, I'll have 5 men lined up and they'll all know about each other. And I've done that before in my life, throughout my life. All my niggas know about each other, okay? And I'm not with anybody like that, okay? I spend time with you with this because I'm making moves. Plus, I got a crazy daughter. That was my priority in life. So I could never have a husband. I could never have a boyfriend. Plus, I come from a killer family. That was another level of why I never had a meaningful relationship. I had to do what I just did now, clean all this shit up first. I'm not bringing nobody in my life, and they got to deal with my evil mother, my crazy daughter. It's just not fair. It's not fair to bring somebody in your life, and your life is not a peaceful place because you're never going to have a fucking peaceful relationship. So I always fuck with thugs, drug dealer, killers, because they know who I am and they're not scared of me. I never messed with a straight guy in my whole entire life. The first boyfriend was, but he was there when my father got killed. He's the one that took the body outside. You know, Sheppy's, his name was Sheppy. Scooter's father killed his mother. My mother killed my father. And I was there when it happened, and Scooter was there when his father died and took him out the house, and I took my father out the house. You know, we were blind and cross-eyed in the same eye. We got the same leg. We were both in comas. We both got shot in the head. Well, he got hit in the head with a shotgun. That's how he lost his eye. I got shot in the head twice, 2 separate occasions, and both times the gun didn't work. Remember my cut from, that was the most, one of the, people always ask me, Rebecca, what's the most astounding thing? All of it. This fucking coma was the most astounding thing. being high, like the fact that somebody infiltrated my house and was in here and then communicating with all my haters, that shit was astounding that I was on that many fucking drugs and somebody else was running my fucking life, running my bills, my credit card, everything. I had no control over anything. The doctors were making me buy them gifts and presents. They in so much trouble. I'm glad I put that shit in writing, because the doctor's mother, as soon as she got, oh, Rebecca, I want you to bring me a dress. I got her a brand new dress. Why am I buying my doctor's mother's stuff? And that's good, because that bitch wore that dress, I guess, to her funeral, because the bitch dropped dead. See, he saw what was happening to the people he was bringing in to take advantage of me. If y'all know anything about narcs, they actually bring in flying monkeys that you don't know that they don't know, but they're all on the same mission. Find somebody and hurt them. Preferably kill them or just watch them suffer. I found out they were taking my pictures and putting them on the dark web and like making bids on how to torture me. This is why I have all of this torture shit. Right, so you gotta pay. Taking somebody off their game. So I have like the worst case scenario of somebody that survived a narc attack. If you know about narc attacks, you know it's multiple people. And it's imperative you get your shit together, because I'm gonna be a billionaire once I'm done with this. Because the millions I'm getting from they don't have any money. They used up all my money. That shit been gone. Remember, it's been 4 years. That shit is done. They're done. Whatever they got, I'm gonna get, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, this is a federal case. This is a federal thing. When you bring people together to commit a crime, that is a RICO crime. Any crime you commit, especially when it's finances concerned. When people take your life savings and do things with anything financial, that makes it a federal crime too. And I can't say too much about this. You know the main players are still alive. All the main players, the 20 that were main, are alive, but everyone else is dead. They're still going on my lawsuit because I have to put what part they played. Just because they're deceased doesn't mean they're not getting sued. Port, how you doing, man? How's your little broken heart? You feeling better? You realize you gotta, like, he has this beautiful, I'm gonna tell you a story a little bit. He has this beautiful girlfriend that lives she lives in the States. But he's in Iraq. He's in another country and he wants to get her back. He loves her so much. She's beautiful too. She's a bad chick. And I'm telling him the only way, remember I told you most of our worries in life come from stuff that we want, right? It's still enacting control. You want something, so you're waiting for it to happen. You can't wait. If you want that chick, not to say you don't even get her, right? But if you have to get to a place in life where you are motivated by something, and that's good. So she's your motivation, right, to make certain moves. But you have to take out of your brain that you're necessarily doing it for her, because she's not the only woman in the world. The fact is, you want to come to America, you want to be here, you want to get out of the Middle East, and that's okay. That's okay, right? Even though there's other countries you can pick from, if you ask me. But that's your goal, and that's fine. There's a lot of people that are still here. Stop watching the news and the media and looking at the wars that are going on with migrants. Don't look at none of that shit. It's just going to stop you from what you want in life. But you can use it as a motive. People should be motivation, and that's it. Nothing else. Just so you can be motivated, so you can elevate and do better in your life. Because motivation, when you're motivated, it'll put something up your ass to make you, drive you to your goals a lot faster. So that's okay. But just remember, when you get to the goal, goals need to change, right? It's okay. That's what life is about. Change, constant change. Things always changing. Things are always moving and spinning and twirling. And you can't get caught up in a person, a place, or a thing. If you want to have a peaceful life that's elevated and healthy, never attach your wants to a person, a place, or a thing. Those are the three most disappointing things you cannot change, which are those three: people, places, and things. You can change your perspective on things. You can change your attitude toward things. You can change your movement towards things. But if you practice, gratitude, patience, and faith, that's the first three things you need to get anywhere in life. Boy, my bike, here we go with another bill. And I say another bill because I'm getting my money back for that bike, but I still have to buy another bike. Hey, that's called life, right? You think I'm mad? Nope, because I'm learning how to make different moves. And I learned now that I'm in the electric scooter, e-scooter world, that I'm never leaving. Maybe 10 years from now, right? Maybe 10 years from now when things change again. But that's where we are. We're on electric vehicles, man. You can hate Elon if you want, but Elon's not the only one making it. I mean, you go to China and get mad at all of them. You get mad at anybody you want, but this is called advancing the human race. Did you see the guy that has the Neuralink? I put the story on. This guy has the Neuralink. They put it in him. And his body is starting to morph. Like he has superhuman powers. His eyes has slits in them now, like a lizard. And then he has like these balls. You want to hear something really ill? Y'all got to know who I am. I had the same ball on my elbow. I have a picture of it. I didn't know where it came from, and I had one here too. I know where that was from. Scooter stabbing me, and that was I thought the reaction, but they removed it. Look, see? I was like, why would I have a ball? Why is my body changing? I don't even have. I want that Neuralink. I'm getting it, but I'm doing it with the back and the knee because I need a new knee and I need a new back. So I'm doing it in conglomerates with it, but I need my paper first. That's like $1 million thing I'm getting done in my whole entire body, because you know, it's gonna be some fly shit, and I'm gonna be the first one with it. He calls him. That's why I call myself cyborg. You know, a hybrid human. You don't want to have bones, man. Bones are whack. Bones break. Titanium, like my mouth. When they did my mouth, they had to like put titanium all through my jaw, not just bone powder, because the jaw was all broken down. So that's what reconstructive. I had reconstructive jaw work done. Teeth are amazing. And look, see how dark it is right there? A little infection still right there. But when I made Rumi solution, I made another solution. Guys, it's just turmeric, garlic, oregano oil, and ginger. Those are like the 4 things you need just to build. You can build from there. But if you put it on a cotton swab, get some ginger, turmeric, and garlic, put it on a cotton swab, and just sit it on the infection. Anywhere on your body. And do it 3 or 4 times a day. In a couple of days, the infection is gone. You think God never made antibiotics? He knows we get infections. Our bodies get infections. Hell, our body is made up of bacterial. We need. And like, that's why it's good to eat yogurt, because those cultures, yogurt is molded milk. But it's molded because of the cultures in it. Like cheese. Okay, so everything in our body we need, some of the stuff we need, just not higher levels. That's why it's important to eat healthy. It's important to stay strong. Now, I just showed you guys these traumatic pictures. This is what y'all have been seeing. You haven't seen it because I'm dressed. Okay? And I got rid of the scars, most of them. It's just a little bit on my leg. Just like a couple embedded ones, because it was happening for so freaking long. But I was jacked up, man, for a really long time. And I have a moment now because of what just happened at the doctor's office with Rumi, and them bugging on me like, she has to go to the emergency room. Oh my, I mean, it does sound horrible. That collapsed trach is like, and oh God. And as soon as I walk in, it's so loud because it's like a hallway. So it's like echoing and everybody's looking at me, and I'm just going to get in my doctor vet and put me to sleep. Then they can't even open up, because now that I'm upset, right, about their reaction. I'm not upset she's sick. I've been dealing with this illness with her for years. And I understand how to treat it. I understand what it is, and I understand what I have to do. And that took a minute. So for them to just hear it, and I can understand their reaction, but all it did was make me more. Remember, I got to have surgery. So now they're trying to get blood out of my veins, and they couldn't get any. The guy went down here. Look, he went down here and got. Oh, look, there goes the needle mark. Look. That's where he got my blood from. Oh, look, and I got a bruise from it. Look at that. I got a little bruise from it. Look, do you see these scars on my elbow? Wait, that's from my eczema. Look, you see how I have white elbows, because the pigment, you can't see because of the red, but the pigment was gone for so. Let me move my red light. That's my red light therapy. But look, you see? Red light therapy. So, Port, man, I hope you are really, taking it easy and just working on your craft. You're really talented. He's a really good artist, man. He makes fly shit that you could tell he's in pain. And that is, like I said, remember your flyest record, your flyest song? Trust me, the writer was probably going to kill himself. And they said, nah, let me write. Let me start writing. You get to the end, start writing, start creating, start doing something creative. And that will help you. Just like I said, you see what I did. This is what I saw when I was dead. Now, you see the ceiling, right? Look at the ceiling. That's my whole family. That's me, the Phoenix, which I saw later on. But that's my whole family. My father, the angels are my immediate family. So those are my brothers and sisters, my dad, my uncle. And then I have my uncle right there. And all the other ones are all my friends and stuff, and people that have passed on. I given them a different word for like passed on and dead, because dead is, if you say something is dead, it's over. Like I said, nah, you can't come over no more. That shit is dead. I ain't fucking with you no more. That means it's dead. It's never coming back. So that word is used by the Matrix because they can profit off of you so incredibly hard. Once you think it's over, that means you take your last money, even if you have to borrow money, to make sure you bury that person in a $10,000 casket. You have a $30,000 funeral. Even though I know, and I know this for a fact because I'm a shaman and I deal with the dead, that it's not over. It's just getting started. When somebody dies, you can talk to them, you can chill with them, you go to a fucking party with them, you can do whatever you want with them. They're all over you, and that's including your abortions, your animals, anything that has ever tied to your soul, your spirit. Your spirit is you. So anything you ever had that you love, I tell you, even if the person wasn't shit, God may have said, you wasn't shit because you had a hard life, so I'm going to let you go to heaven. That's why it's important not to kill people. Because first of all, it's against God's law to take a life, right? But once you take a life, I'm looking at something. Once you take a life, do you realize that that person has authority over your life you have on this? Not just you, your whole bloodline. They have authority over it. This is why you see people born into fucked up bloodlines where the bloodline is just bad luck, sickness, jail, always making it and then not making it. It's like this loop that goes around and around because they have karmic debts they haven't settled. I had to settle my family's debt. And trust me, I was tested. Look what happened to me. These motherfuckers killed me. My son robbed me, stole all my fucking money, laughed at me, talked shit, vilified me, treated me like Jesus on the stake. That's what I felt like Jesus. I felt like Jesus my whole life. And now I know why. But I could have retaliated because the retaliation came to me. I didn't even say anything, but that's how Satan works. Like, I'm showing people pictures when I was coming out of this at the beginning of it. And you know how many fucking murderers I met that want to kill all of them? Or like, most of the people I met that I showed it to, they want to kill them. Not as of this year, though. Because I made it very clear on how this is going to go. This is going the godly way, man. This was, for me, this was God manifested this. He put this in my life so everything could shut down and I could actually go into a season of my life that is elevated and successful. But if I kill any of them and take their life, what if I kill them and now they come back and spook me out and start throwing shit on the floor and boo and having all kinds of shit in my house? It would be part of my life. I can move. It wouldn't matter. Okay? Because now this person is connected to me because I broke God's law. That's what keeps generations and generations of karmic debt going. So you have to get rid of the pride and the ego and all of that shit and just do all the lessons and know that once you do it, God is going to surround you with angels and protect you. So nobody's going to bother you anymore, but you are going to still have spiritual things happen, but that's so you can keep up your spiritual ritual. Do you know if I open my windows right now, by in the next 2 hours, there'll be about 1 billion little black flies in here. This happened like a month ago. I usually have, that window's open, but it was like a little crack at the bottom. And then my kitchen window, my cuisine cave, I keep that window open. But I was like, there were like 100 black flies in just a few hours. I was like, okay, here we go. That's another spiritual attack. There's no reason for flies, especially black ones. I've never seen a fly like that in my life. That's called a spiritual attack. It's nothing to get scared of. Just remember that. It's just for you to close the windows, burn sage, put your oils on, take a spiritual bath, and keep up with your spiritual hygiene. That's all it is. That's it. It's so easy. It's too easy. But when you are scared and fearful and bugging and, feeling, overwhelmed, automatically you fall into Satan's hands. Don't let it happen. Satan is not strong. He's weak. That's why he does all that. That's why Satan fucks with kids. He got to have somebody vulnerable that doesn't know that they have to pray it away. Doesn't know how to protect themselves. They don't know how to defend themselves. So they mess with children because he's a pussy. Satan is a pussy. And Satan is scared because he knows his days are over. And just remember, anybody fucking with you, Satan told them to do it. And when they don't fulfill it, Satan's coming back for them even if they did fulfill it. It doesn't matter. He's not loyal. He's coming for blood. He's coming to take their life and turn it upside down. My life wasn't turned upside down. My life, this needed to happen. It had to happen. There was no way around it. I had to go through all of this shit to get to the gold. The big giant gold bar in the sky. Plus, look what God did. This place is fucking amazing. And look at my beautiful death wall. Isn't that fly? This place is like so peaceful. The maintenance guy came here. What was it, yesterday? It was yesterday. And he had never been here before. And he was like, everybody does that when they walk in. They're like, The contrast between out the door and in here is so incredibly different. He said that, he goes, it's so peaceful in here. It's like, it's magical. Like you can feel the energies, and like you can see the angels running around, but you can't really see them because they're lights. And that's why I have so many spotlights, because I am heavily protected. And like I said, I couldn't even have nurses work here. Most of them wouldn't come in, and if they did, they saw some things they wasn't comfortable with. I can understand. Get out. Get the fuck out. I don't need you. So that's over with. And I just wanted to tell you guys, I'll be doing a lot more shows, and let's do a brain board. We got to do a brain board. I'm just resting, man. I'm gonna start taking classes. I got to change my vibe and get on a new vibe. But let's do a brain board that affected me today. Which is this. This is the one. Look, this is it. Look. True intelligence isn't controlled by ego. You must be able to change your mind when presented with information that contradicts your beliefs. Perfect example. I'm at the doctor, roomies, and they bugging. They're like, I got a doctor. Do you know if I had to listen to them? This bitch is not that I have anything against her, but you a cleaning lady. You don't have my intelligence. Even the doctor, you a pain doctor. All you do is fuck with propanol and put people. You ain't on my level, right? And so that's their level of what they understand, right? I can't react to it. I'm here. She's making the noise. Do my fucking neck and pretty much mind your business. But this has to do with it right here. Look at this. See, let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad day. That's so important. And then ignore them. Don't listen to what other people think of you. Your life that is empowered to you. You're giving away your power. Give it time. Give it time. Time heals all, and that is so true. Time is something else. And there's nobody for you to compare yourself. Who would you possibly compare yourself to? That's a horrible thing to do, is have a comparison to somebody that does not have your life. So everybody has a custom design fix-up plan wherever you're elevating in life. The fact is, if I gave you something somebody else has, right? Like, I hear this a lot. People say, Rebecca, I want a Bentley. I said, yeah, you shit together. Well, if I give you $100,000, what do you do? I'm buying a Bentley. Well, you couldn't afford one with 100. And you're going to wind up getting killed, because you're going to go around all your jealous friends and family, and they're going to kill your ass to try to take it, because they want it just as bad as you did. Instead of taking that money and investing 80 of it and taking 20, blow $5,000 on some clothes, a couple of things, and take the rest, and you can triple your money. You can triple it. And then remember I said, stay calm. Stay calm. Stay calm. And know that everything is okay. Right? And it's on you. You are the charge of you're in charge of your own happiness and how things go in and turn out in your life. And smile. Smile. Like that. I'm glad I have teeth. I can smile. Hell, I was smiling with no teeth. I was smiling with broken teeth, because I was on a mission to fix my fucking life up. And I had already checked the ego, pride, anger. I don't have time for that, because guess what I'm doing? Executing, putting in the work, and letting my results do the talking. Execution. You have to execute things. That means see things all the way through. See, this is what I come home to when I feel like, today was a challenge. It's not even that today. It's that Rumi has this thing, and it's like healing, and it's pain in the ass when I see people triggered. And here we go with this. The Earthlings. Tired of Earthlings. These people. I get tired of Earthlings, man. And I get to run in here and recalibrate and rebalance and chill out with my angels. I had this archangel next to Rumi when she was sick. I grabbed him. He's Archangel Raphael. But he's out of place. I can see that he's out of place, because I grabbed him. And now I got to give up this bike and get a new one with a double motor. Remember, there's lessons and everything. I knew it when I got that bike. Let me get it and test it out. It's insured. What do I care? Can we send it back? I don't know how I'm going to send it back. That shit is like 100 pounds. It's not my problem. I call the insurance company. They find a way to pick it up, and it's on them. I don't have nothing to do with it. And even if I do, I order a box, ship it back, and now I know I have to get a double motor. I was thinking I might get, I wanted to get a bicycle, like a riding so I could pedal my feet, but then it's kind of a little bit wider. I'm not sure if I should get a bicycle so I can ride the bike, because my legs need help so bad. Oh my God. But then if I get it, I can't bring it in places. I don't know. I have to see. I have a couple of weeks to figure it out. And Rumi has a vehicle. I had to give Rumi a vehicle because Rumi can't walk like that. In the summer either, like she cannot walk. That it triggers any kind of heat or exhaustion makes the lung, think about it. Anytime you go, and start breathing hard and it drops. So I got her a little Lambo, honey. Yes, I did. Well, Rumi got it. She got me my bike. I got her a little Lambo. And it's funny because I made sure to get a heavy one that I could sit on because I never know when I can't walk. My back and the injuries I'm recovering from, I just never know. So I need to be able to get on her bike. It goes 10 miles an hour. It says 6, and then I look and it's going 10, and then I can't wait to see it. I'm hooking it up too, real fly. And now I'm in charge for people to take pictures of her without them touching her. And then I'm charging, I tell you, I'm monetizing all this shit. I had to figure it all out. But her little buggy, then little kids can ride on it for like $30 or $20. I have like a price list. And they can ride on it and buy a bracelet and buy shit and whatever. And I could go to work and I could pick it up and roll it in. And it's, all because I don't have a car and a bike. How about that? Isn't that something? See? There's always another way to do things. And I can guarantee you the other way will bring you to where God wants you to be at. Because we can't see what God wants for us. Can you imagine, right? If God, right now you don't like your life. You have all these issues you don't like in your life, right? So you're not ecstatic and you're not happy like Rebecca, right? You want to ask God, how do I fix this? Imagine if God gave you the blueprint of what's going on and how he's going to fix it. Do you know what you would be like? You ever see a little kid ask their mommy, why? Mommy, why is the sun out? Because God made the sun to lighten the earth. Why? Because we need sun because we have vitamin D in our body. Why? You see what I mean? Because we are God's children. Remember that. Whoever your God is, we are the Creator's children. Right? So if you start asking questions, those questions are something you can't understand. So it would keep going while you're wasting. Can you imagine? Let me tell you something. God is so beyond fly and like, as far as like energy and strength, and he's everything. He's everything. So your little self is trying to have a conversation with him about seeing things you can't see. You don't need to know. You wouldn't understand it. There's a scripture that says that, like, something about, let me trust you on things I don't understand. They say it like a biblical way, but that's what it means. Trust God with things, not your understanding, but his understanding, because his understanding is like beyond the roof, is out of this world. And don't get bent out of shape. If somebody attacks you, just know that's a good thing. It's going to make you stronger because you're going to be skillful. Once you're attacked and you fix it, you're going to have so many skills because you have to learn. If you are living a life where you're not learning, then you're stupid. Period. I am this way. I am a genius because I am always looking at information and learning. I am constantly figuring out how to do things myself. And now you have the stage. Look, me and the dude were in the bike shop, right? And he's telling me that the pedals are on wrong. He goes, let me show you. What does he do? Go right to YouTube University and show it to me. And I said, oh, snap, what video is that? And I look up the video and I can see that they're on it makes sense the way, gravity is, why the pedals would be the other way around. But you see what I mean? I'm just saying there's like constant things that we don't know in this life where you should be learning. If you're having an issue, go find out what the issue is, right? That's how you become problem solution based, not complaining solution based. Oh, I can't believe I need a new bike. That's fucked up. I got to spend another $700. I'm so grateful I have insurance, right? I didn't crash the bike and it didn't blow up. Nothing bad happened at all. I caught it before anything happened. And it's insured, I send it back. And that's the solution to end the story. Even though I can't get it right now, I can wait. I'm not in a rush. Guess what? It's time to start using my legs again. It really is. I've had that bike for 2 months. 2 months. And guess what? I don't eat much, right? But I'm not losing any weight or toning up because I have been riding everywhere once again. It's time to start walking, pull out my business buggy and send this one back. I can still drive it, but I don't, it's okay. I'm just putting it to the side because it's not revving up the way it should because the machine, I forgot what it's called, but the thing inside of it that needs it to go past through, that's what happens when you go up hills. I didn't know about dual motors. I didn't know. It's funny. I saw them and I didn't think much of them. I was like, okay, motor. What drives a car? The motor. That's why people like Ferraris, because the motor has a lot of power, and like, okay, so the motor, it's not that it makes it faster, even though it does. It does, because it's not using so much energy. But me sitting on it, like he said, you got that radio on here, you got the dog, that weight turns into like a half a battery, just because it's not, the battery's done. So, learning. Keep learning. And remember, breathing. Please breathe, guys. Once y'all start breathing, and you'll get more flow to your brain. So, common sense, that's not common at all, right? You'll be able to think more clearly once you relax. So just look. This is what I do, look. In your nose, please keep your mouth closed. Out the mouth. No, I do my fingers like this. You know, since I was born, I've been doing this hum. It's funny because that's like a frequency. Look, and like rubbing ears. Because like that's the most relaxing thing in my whole fucking life, is that the ear rubbing when it's cold, a cold ear, preferably not mine, and the humming, that humming song, like that vibration comes off your body. You know, that's like being part of the earth. When you hear like echo sound, that's the sound that nature makes. That when you look up sounds, you'll see that's all for healing. All of it is so you can heal and just be relaxed and just be calm and just say, God, thank you for protecting me and guiding me, and everything is safe. I'm fine. I'm doing amazing. Everything is great. And watch the universe come around and take care of you. Watch. Universe will take care of you. Oh, God, Rumi won't stop asking for shit. Don't stop asking for shit. Ah, all right, Port. I'll see you later, man. Make sure you stay cool and stay chill. Don't get excited, all right? And stay fabulous. All right, darling? Check it out.